Hey friends, welcome to another episode, it feels like, of Sunday School at Home. I hope you guys had a really great week, and today I have a book for us. That's really exciting. I have a book called The Plans I Have for You. So let's take a look at it. This is The Plans I Have for You, written by Amy Parker, illustrated by Vanessa Brantley Newton. Looks pretty good, right? Well, For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. The plans I have for you. Hey, you! I've got big plans for you. Yes, you and you and you and you over there. I need you in a hospital and you at the zoo. And you'll be an entomologist in a forest in Peru. You are my hands and my feet there on earth. I've given you a purpose. It's been there since birth. Look at all these cool jobs all these kids have. We've got an artist over here, and a chef, and a clarinet player, and a soccer player, a ballerina, a music conductor. Oh, it's no little purpose. I don't do things small. Yours is the most humongous purpose of all. Yes, this job is for you, and only you can do it. I'm counting on you. So come on, get to it. You've got a pilot up here. I love this dog and his little scarf. It's pretty adorable. Another chef, a construction worker. Oh, this little girl is working with medicine, maybe. This is a doctor, a pilot, and a teacher. You'll find what you need right there in your skin. I thought it all through when I put that stuff in. And then it says patience, love, kindness, helpful. To you I gave big hands. To you, 2 big feet. You'll be my big helper. You'll walk down big streets. A fireman, nurse. Pretty cool. I've left you instructions right here in my book, so open it often and take a good look. What book do you think they're talking about? We've got words that say favor and love, grace, patience, kindness, forgiveness. Remember that I, who made you, who made the whole world, made you. And there's nothing that with my help you can't do. I love how they're parachuting in. Isn't that so cool? They got the drummer and a nurse, maybe a doctor and a construction worker. They're all going to their jobs. So open your heart and listen real close. You'll find that one thing that you love the most. Look at that. All of those kids found something that they love the most. Whoa, look at this picture. I love that. Then when you do, you just better watch out, 'cause I'll send you big jobs to be inspired about. Look at that elephant, the lion, and the bears. Oh my, right? And there's a snake up there, and some monkeys, and an octopus. This guy's a zookeeper. The whole world will be better thanks to little old you, all because you did what I created you to do. What? You're still reading? There's so much to do. Now go out and find my big plans for you. The end. Look, I love how it ends with the parachuting kids. Isn't that so fun? That was The Plans I Have for You by Amy Parker and illustrated by Vanessa Brantley Newton. I really like this book. I think it's so cool. And I love that this book talks about how we're all created with a special purpose. And that special purpose, sometimes we call it a calling. And that calling comes from God. I think it's so important that kids talk about this big concept called calling. Sometimes you might not hear that. I never heard the term calling until I was in college. And I think that's just crazy. And that's why I'm very passionate about making sure kids have heard and kind of develop a little bit of an understanding of the word calling. God calls us to do big, important jobs for Him. A lot of times adults may ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And that question's perfectly fine. It's a great question to ask. But as Christians, we need to remember that it's not always about what we want. And that's some tough words to hear. It is not always about what we want. But rather, it's about what God has for us. God has amazing plans for each of you. And when you listen to His call, you'll find a lot of joy and probably a whole lot of peace too. There will be many challenges, and there's always things that are going to challenge us, and that helps us grow in our faith in God. But the plans God has for us, they will not harm us for a long time. It said that in this book, remember, in the very first page, it said, For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. And that's in Jeremiah 29:11. So we even know in the Bible, it tells us that God's plans for us, they're good. They aren't going to harm us. They'll just help us grow, even when we come into some tough things that we have to work through. But God's with us to work through all those hard things. So I just thought, this book is really cool, and I like the topic of calling. I thought maybe it would be a good idea for me to share a little bit of my calling with you. When I was a kid, I thought that I needed to become a teacher. And from the time I was 8 years old, I told myself that I was going to be a teacher. I wanted to be just like my favorite teachers I had. I had so many great teachers in elementary school. I wanted to be just like them when I grew up. And then I went to college, and I learned about that big word calling, and I realized that it's not about me. It's just not. It's not about what I want. It's about what God wants, and it's about God's plans. And God's plans are far greater than anything we could ever plan ourselves. So when I was in college, I was taking classes to become a teacher, and I found out something really scary. I found out that I didn't like those classes. I didn't like learning about the education system. I wasn't thrilled with it. It wasn't inspiring like I thought it was going to be. And then I got really scared. And I thought, oh my goodness, I had planned to become a teacher, and now what? But I took a class that talked all about calling, and I had to sit down with God and just say, God, I hear there's something called calling, and I guess you call us to do things. So what are you calling me to do? I really wanted to be a teacher, and I'm kind of mad that I don't like this, and I don't feel like it's a good fit. So what are you telling me that you have for me? What's my purpose? And God told me, hey, I think you can do children's ministry, and you still get to teach kids, and you still get to be with them and learn with them and grow with them, but it's just not going to be in school. And it's really great because I should not teach math, friends. I am terrible at it. If I taught math, bad things would probably happen, and a whole generation of kids would not know how to do math because I'm not good at it. But isn't great that God talked with me and I talked with God too? That, you know, I really felt called to be a teacher at one point. And then when I went to college, God changed that and He said, "You're going to be a children's pastor." And that has been the best thing that I've ever experienced with God, I think. I just listening to Him and seeing how much He's in control and how great His plans are. I planned to become an elementary teacher, and I still sort of am, but I really love the job I have now. And I really see God working through all of it and through my life and through the life of the kids I work with. So that's just a little bit about my calling. And I have an activity for you guys today. I really want you to think about what God might be calling you to do. And I would love for if you want to draw a picture. Maybe you want to draw like these characters in this book, you parachuting into your job. That would be pretty cool. I love that description of coming into your calling. So think about what your calling might be. Think about what God might be calling you to do, and be open with God and say, "Hey, if you don't know, that's totally normal and perfectly okay." And just pray to God, like, "I'm open to hear where you might be calling me." And that's a great first step to have with God. And if you're like, "I'm certain God is calling me to this," that's wonderful too. But make sure you're still open to hearing where God may lead, because He can lead us down roads we never thought we would go down. And those plans are fantastic and wonderful too when you listen to what God has for you. So, yeah, think about your calling and draw a picture of it for me and send it. I would love to see all those pictures. And then finally, friends, what is your wow God moment this week? I think my wow God moment is I had a little friend. He's 7 years old. I used to work at a summer camp, and he still likes to chat with me. And this week he sent me a video. It was a 10-minute long video, friends. He's 7 years old, and it was all about dinosaurs. And that just brought a big smile to my face, and I loved it. So that's my God moment. Even when I only see this kiddo like once for 2 months in the summer, he's still wanting to reach out and talk to me and send me fun videos about dinosaurs. So that's my wow God moment for the week, and I can't wait to hear what yours is too. So I hope you really like this video today. I hope you think about what God might be calling you to do. And if you ever want to talk about calling with me, just let me know. We can video chat or whatever we have to do until we can see each other again. So I hope I can see you all really soon. I hope you have a really fantastic week, and I hope you can get outside and play, because we have a few nice days this week. So yeah, enjoy, and blessings on your week ahead. Bye, friends.